All right. Hey, y'all. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. This is the Successful but Single podcast where we're doing our thing without a ring. Y'all see all these gorgeous people on the screen with me today. Again, we are just so excited that you are here. Y'all, if you're coming on, if you see us on YouTube, just throw a comment in. Let us know that you're here. Let us know that you're watching. Let us know that you support what is going on here. You're like, what is going on? Why y'all on here? Why all these beautiful Black women on this screen? Y'all, these women have done the unthinkable. They have published, y'all, their journey. They have put their journey to love on paper. The pain, the process, maybe even some persecution. I don't know. You need to get the book and see. But they're having a book launch here in Tampa Bay, August 13th, 2022. So I wanted them to come on. I wanted you to meet them, greet them, so that you will run out and buy a ticket and join us because I'm going to be there. You going to be there? And so, y'all, if you're coming on in the chat, just say, hey, let us know where you're from. But also give me a comment while I'm introducing these beauties on the screen. Give me a comment to let me know that would you have been so courageous to put your story on paper, your process of pain, your process of love, your process of restoration and resilience? Would you have been so courageous to put that on paper? Let us know in the chat, and we're going to gear this thing up, y'all, very shortly. So y'all come on in. If you're watching from the personal pages, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, share it, like, subscribe to the YouTube page. And if you are watching from the Successful but Single community, what's that? Y'all know that we are provocative single community. And that just means unmarried, y'all. You can be dating, you could be waiting, boo and bae, boo or bae, whatever, however combination you want to do it. We are there every week. We're talking, we are supporting each other, encouraging each other. Some people are even meeting up. And then we also, of course, we have the podcast that is released on all major platforms, but then we also post it to the group. Okay. So I just wanted to get all that out the way. I just want to make sure y'all okay. Y'all okay? All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So again, I'm just going to wait a few more minutes. Y'all know technical difficulties. Sometimes we have to, make sure everything is a go. So ladies, if you all are streaming or if you do happen to turn it on your devices, please make sure you turn your volume all the way down. Y'all know feedback, y'all. Y'all know it's a real thing. And then we're just going to get started. We're so excited. Can I get a thumbs up if everybody shared to the podcast group and all the things that you're supposed to do? Good. All right, y'all. So let's roll on. So y'all like, again, what is this? Y'all, this is a movement called Free to Love. And I just want to take a moment and introduce our guest tonight. I'm so excited to have just all this beauty, just popping, glowing. We're going to celebrate them, y'all, because again, they're doing great things. So let me let you know a little bit about them personally. First, we have Miss Selena G. Wiggins. She's an award-winning real estate agent, okay, in the Bradenton area. She currently works for Caldwell Banker. She's the chairperson of the Scholarship Committee for the Realtor Association of Sarasota and Manatee. She's been recognized as the top real estate agent in her areas with a net worth over 3.1 million. Okay, so she is doing big things in the Bay Area, y'all. And Selena, what's your favorite cereal?
You say what? Sorry, my favorite what?
Your favorite cereal. What's your favorite cereal?
I would say Reese's Cup cereal.
Reese's Cup cereal, y'all. So again, say a big hello and a warm welcome to Miss Selena Wiggins. And our next author, y'all, the next author on our stage is Miss Shania Jackson. She is a cytotechnologist and business owner of Natural for a Reason. She sells all kind of natural accessories and beauty products, y'all, and I'll let her talk about that a little bit later. She resides here in Florida. She is a Florida native as well, and she's also one of my run buddies, y'all. So hey, yes. Y'all, look, I'm just gonna pick it up because I can't see. Mm-hmm. Her Beauty for Natural for a Reason products provide stationery, apparel, and accessories. And it's through her motto, Celebrate Your Natural Self, that she ensures that all her products are aligned with a modern, stylish, professional woman, embracing her true and natural self. By embracing her own natural hair, y'all, and she's been featured in magazines, in social media, and on the local PR station. And she's noted for her stylish haircuts and different online blogs. So welcome, 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 Miss Shania. And Shania, tell us what's the weirdest place you kissed a high school boyfriend? We ain't gonna get into your adult life right now. What's the weirdest?
Uh, my. I wasn't expecting that. What's the weirdest place? I don't have a weird place. I ain't weird like that, girl.
Okay, well, good. Y'all, she's normal. Okay, so that just confirms that.
I
We're
ain't
gonna keep
weird.
that rolling.
Yeah.
Just a little stuff to keep you on the toes and let people know a little bit about you. Our
Mm.
next author from the anthology is Miss Georgie Franks. She is a CBLC, y'all. That's a certified breakthrough life coach. She also hails here in the Tampa Bay area. Her one-on-one coaching provides valuable insights to take businesses to the next stage of development and achieve real results. Y'all, that means profits. Come on now, break it down. She is the owner of Georgie Inc. and has been in sales and leadership for over 20 years. She has vast experience as a speaker and motivator. She's also been a guest on the Successful but Single podcast, as has Miss Shania. And she's just cool. I call her the community connector, y'all. She is good at what she does with bringing everyone together, common goals, common passion, common purpose for the community, though, for the good of the community. So welcome, Miss Georgie. Thank you for coming on the show this evening as a part of this cohort. And tell me, what is your spirit animal?
Oh, my spirit animal is probably the lioness.
Okay.
Because I believe that I have that purr, that inner strength, and I think the lioness definitely exudes that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And before we get to the visionary, I would like for you all to know that, in this anthology, y'all, The Journey and the Freedom of Love, we have other authors. There are some men in there, Mr. Harry Brown. We also have Pastor Stephen Hudson. And then we have Miss Leslie Bragg. So I would encourage you all, go to freetolove.com. Is that correct, Miss Stephanie? Go to Free to Love. You will find more information about the authors. You will find out how you can get tickets. We will be running those banners too later in the show, so you can see those as well. But last but not least, y'all know on my podcast, I love for people sometimes to express themselves by introducing themselves. We have none other than the visionary behind Free to Love, y'all. It's not just a book. It's not just a book launch. It's not just a one-time event, y'all. She literally has a mission to help people find freedom, not just to love, but in this case, yes, to love and love again. So we want to give a big round of applause and so much love, y'all, to a personal friend of mine as well, Miss Stephanie McNeal. How you doing?
Hi, how's it going? Thank you so much for allowing us to be here on your platform. It is an honor and a pleasure, and I appreciate you so much.
No problem. So tell us a little bit about yourself personally. I want you to introduce yourself.
Okay, so I am a certified relationship educator. I am I'm also licensed for Identity and Destiny. I'm a former women's ministry leader, and for over 10 years, I was known as forgiveness coach. But what happened is that when I finally embraced the call that God gave me, I'm a minister of reconciliation. Yes. However, I don't want anybody to get, don't get hung up on the titles because, it was my ministry. It wasn't yet my mastery. And even though I was called to do it, I had a huge imposter syndrome. And so what happened is that it took me 10 years to realize that, and accept the call. And it was because I was doing like Jonah. God had called me to one thing. And I was like, minister, that's not what I'm going to be doing. I'm a forgiveness coach. But then the problem with that was that I was a bitter person.
Wow.
So it's just like it has been a journey. It really, and that's why I'm so excited to like bring this movement. And because what I learned through this movement is that It's not, I used to say forgiveness, and I still say forgiveness is a daily conscious choice. And I
Absolutely.
thought that forgiveness was the destination. It
Hmm.
wasn't. That was just the start of another
Come
process.
on, that's a starting point.
Yeah, that's a starting point. But it's really about being free to love. And that's what
Hmm.
this whole anthology has been about. And that is what I'm getting ready to launch. And that is, about being free to love God, yourself, and then everybody else. And that's
Hmm.
also about being whole in your body, in your spirit, and your soul.
So let's go back a little bit. You say you were bitter. Were you bitter because of the calling? That's just not what you wanted to do. Were you ashamed of the title? Like, minister, not a sexy word, or what were you bitter about? Was it your
Well,
own life?
yes. In a nutshell, yes.
Hmm.
And I mean, if anybody knows me, they know that I took care of my mother until she left this earth. However, God rest her soul, she left me a heritage of being bitter. And as I really began to do my work, and for my forgiveness work, I realized that my grandmother was bitter, right? And so when I got married, and I basically married my father, so I have, all the stuff that I witnessed, and y'all can find out that story in my first book, Free to Love. But after I went through all of that, I was angry at my former husband.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
really, a lot of the anger that we have is towards ourselves. We want to
Oh.
blame other people, but like the main person that we need to forgive is ourselves.
Hmm.
And a
Hmm.
lot of times that's the hardest.
Wow, you have said so much. Yeah, I was just going to ask you all, ladies, anybody on the panel, anybody even in the comments, have you just been going through life? And, sometimes like I said in one of the posts that I did for this upcoming show, a lot of times we don't want to admit failure, and we don't want to admit that we're not free. So we take that time and we blame others. It was because of this and because of that. But a lot of times we are angry at self. We're angry at our experiences. Ladies, anybody on the panel, have you experienced that, and have come to be able to express that and be honest about that? Okay, so I got a hand. Okay, got a hand. Talk
Well,
about it, Nia.
well, from knowing me that I am recently divorced, like about a year and a half. So I don't think I realized just how angry I was. I was mad. Not
Come
mad
on.
at everybody, but I was mad at my ex-husband, but also mad at myself for staying as long as I did when I knew it
Mm-hmm.
was over. That is
Mm-hmm.
time that you can't get back. And I was mad for a good 6 months. And
Yeah.
I had so mad that I had it set up because I was determined I'm not wasting any more time. So I will be honest. When I first started dating, I set my dates up like all day business meetings. So I picked a day. I'm just going to be honest. But I was like, okay, I was trying to be efficient with my time,
The
not kidding.
slots. Yes, not the
And
dating slots.
yes, I had slots. It was the 11 a.m. brunch, and I had it set up for 2 hours apiece. And I always had an excuse why I had to be gone in 2 hours or less. So it was 11 a.m. brunch with whoever, and 1 p.m. another brunch, and then 3 or 4 p.m. it was like a coffee date, early dinner, and then at like 8, the person I thought I was liking the most, maybe I'll do dinner. And that lasted for that didn't last very long because number one, I couldn't keep up with who was who. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, am
Yeah,
I
that's a
going
lot of
out with
personality.
Brian
Mm-hmm.
or am I going out with Bryson? So then I had to try to make sure I was picking. I hate to say it. I had to pick people based on their names so I wouldn't mix that up. So I started doing that. It was a raggedy mess. So this was the advice I was being given by other
Mm-hmm.
singles and friends. Yeah, date them all. date them all, girl. Date them
Yep.
all.
Get out there.
Right. That was the advice. You can't just be dating one. You got to date them all. And that
Mhm.
was exhausting.
Yes.
Right. And it
On
was,
top of you being angry.
well, and then it was draining, right? Because it drains your energy. I probably was mad on some of those dates
Uh-oh.
and probably didn't realize. I
Didn't
thought
even.
about one later on where I probably was a little mean to the guy, but that's not who I am,
Mhm.
right? So I needed to get somewhere and sit down for a minute. Is so the serial, the
Yeah.
business dating, because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna waste any more of my time. I had to stop that. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
admit I did do that in the very beginning
Oh,
when I
that's
first started
good.
back dating again, and I
And
was
thank you for being honest because, when you're married and you're unmarried, first of all, nobody gets married to get unmarried,
right.
and so it just comes with so many expectations and failed expectations, mismanaged expectations, and you have all that to deal with. And American society, Western society says keep moving. Keep it moving.
And that's
Don't
what I tried to do. I'm gonna
don't
keep
stop
it
till you
moving.
get it. Right.
Right.
But
Right.
you're breaking apart inside. You're falling apart. You're exhausted. You're exhausted from the strain of the marriage and the things that you all went through. You're confused. You're hurt. People now picking sides. Right? Come on, y'all. If
I mean, they probably were picking
yeah,
some, but when I say it was all about not wasting my time, like I was dead serious. Like the
yeah.
date might end in 30 minutes if I thought I was wasting my time.
I
Like,
love it. So she was efficient, y'all, but she was hitting it to quit. Like, look, time is precious. We about to move on.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, y'all. If you just coming in, this is a Successful but Single podcast. We're doing our thing without a ring. I am your host, Natalie Freeman. I am talking to the cohort, y'all. This Free to Love cohort who has launched a book. Called. Give me the name of the book, because I've been messing it up, y'all. I've been getting tongue tied. I'm trying not to look down at the notes.
Tell me, it's The Journey to Love Again, an Anthology of Resilience,
Yes.
Volume 1.
So before we get back into the book, Stephanie McNeal again, y'all, she is the visionary behind the movement, Freedom to Love. And she actually has clients, such as Shania, for example, who, just kind of had some, in the chest, anger, frustration, hurt. Tell us even about that part of this movement, Stephanie.
Okay, so what I learned through writing my own story is that when you go back, because mine was a memoir, my first book was a memoir, um, and that one was called Free to Love: How Forgiveness Can Heal You from Broken Pieces to Masterpiece.
Yes.
And it was a story about the 24-year marriage, but what I had to do was go back to the start, because I thought when I started my journey that I needed to forgive my former husband, but when I really got time to do the work, I had to go back and forgive my dad from when I grew up.
Come on.
So I had to go, and I talked about that. I had to process all of that. And because a lot of times this is what I learned through my journey, is that if you buried it, it's still alive. Whatever trauma, you heard that book, the body gives clues or something. A lot of times the things that we're going through, the anxiety, the heart problems, the high blood pressure, the depression, the anxiety, all of that is because we experienced something, an offense or whatever. We didn't process it and we just moved on. And Shania just proved exactly what the research has said. A lot of people get divorced and they think, okay, I got rid of him, I got rid of her, I'm good. So let me just move on to the next thing without processing, taking the time to okay, this thing happened in my life. Now, who am I? Because a lot of times we lose our identity in a relationship.
Yep.
But even, yeah, so you got to go back and do that work and unpack all of that stuff, right? And it's not that you want to relive it or you're living in the past or whatever, but you got to process it. Meaning, basically Our traumas are the fact that we experienced something, and basically we told a lie about it, or we believed a lie about it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what holds us, right? That's what
Mm-hmm.
holds us, because we were made to be free animals, right? We
Absolutely.
have free will. So as a part of being on this journey, uh just my process of forgiveness is, it comes with, because I know when you write your story, sometimes it's going to bring up stuff that, hey, I didn't think about that, oh, I didn't know that, oh, I didn't realize that. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And so I want the authors to have as a tool in their toolbox a process that they can do, that they can go through, either, and they have access to me, right? To,
Mm-hmm.
if they need a 911 call, whatever they need, I'm there for them to help them through the process. Because what I have discovered is that unless we process these things in our lives, that we really can't show up as the person that God designed and created us to be.
Mm-hmm.
We can't show up fully. So if you have somebody saying, okay, well, I can't go on this Facebook, like if I can't do all these things that I need to do for my business, and I know I need to do it, that's
Mm-hmm.
because something is there
Yes.
that we need to investigate, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does that answer your question?
It does, and I'm actually gonna pull Miss Selena into this. So, Miss Selena, have you ever been married?
I have, yes.
Okay.
I've been married, divorced now for almost 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
And again, we're not gonna get into the story right now because I want people to buy y'all book to read the story. Okay. However, I want to ask you, when you were going through your journey, y'all, and I looked up journey, it says a traveling from one place to another, usually taking a rather long time, like taking a trip. So, Selena, on your journey, did you feel like it was a long time? And did you embrace those steps in your journey?
yeah, at the time I felt like it was a long time, especially just going through it. And so I am now engaged to be married
All
soon.
right.
But as I was going through that journey, I did realize that, a lot of things you have to let go. And that was one of my main points. And, going through the process. So one of my
Mhm,
main points was just, letting go, like truly letting go. And once
mhm,
I did truly let go, even, after I was divorced, I was still, like Stephanie said, bitter about a lot of things. And then I had to realize, like, just let it go. It's done. It's over. You tried your best. And I didn't want to be like Shania, not to say call you out, but I didn't. I kept telling myself, I'm not going to do this for 10 more years and say, I should have left. I knew 10 years ago. So I definitely took that stance then and said no more.
mhm,
And you read about it in the book, and I do explain it, to details of how I went through it. But happy to know that it's light at the end of the tunnel. I would tell every lady, like, don't give up on love. The journey
mhm,
may seem long at the time, but it's well worth the wait.
mhm. Awesome. That is so awesome. And y'all, like I said, there are some male authors. Everybody is not single, in this anthology. What I love is that people are at different places in their walk. And I think that makes this project so rich, that they can come together, share their experiences, and then be able to put them on paper. Y'all know way back in the early 90s, I guess. I think everybody remembers that historic um, interview with Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. And he was just, she was encouraging him to write. I mean, he was a writer, right? He's a playwright, he does movies, and he has memoirs as well, because he had a long-standing life of abuse in many areas, and that kind of just eased and oozed into every area of his life. And I remember him saying, or she telling him, that writing is cathartic. You know what I mean? So now you hear that so much. You see people being encouraged to journal, And you see people encourage, they do whole therapy sessions just, by putting your process or your pain or your passions, or your proclivities, whatever. Y'all know I like to alliterate, on paper, right? But it's another thing, y'all, when you can put this journey in a published work that other people will see. And so I just want to stop for a moment, y'all, and just applaud these men and women for putting it on paper for the world to see. That, you know what that says to me, y'all? That when you have that kind of courage to put your life on paper, or and then come on live and then talk about it, that means you've gotten to a step where you've overcome at least some part of the journey. We know that life is like an onion. It may take layers, it may take years and moments to get, completely healed and completely free. But when you say, yes, I'm going to put my life on paper and then turn it into a published work, y'all, that deserves to be celebrated, which is why I was so excited and honored. Yes, give yourselves a hand. I was so excited to have them on today to talk about this process, y'all, because in this season, y'all, the first season of Successful But Single, I say it all the time, I highlighted successful people because I love them. I just love what they're doing with their life. And I wanted people to know that whatever stage you're in, you still need to be doing your due. You still need to be running after your passions. I said, but this season, y'all, we're going to do some work, and we're going to talk to people who are doing the work. We're going to talk to professionals who can help us do the work, y'all, because you deserve to be free. And that's what I love. Stephanie just said it. You deserve freedom. Y'all put it in the chat if you feel like you deserve freedom. I want to read some of these comments, and I'm going to go back and read them, y'all, because I am personally vested this season to get resources to us that are going to help us achieve these goals, y'all. There is no reason that we cannot live our best life, because there are so many people out there. And whether, and even Stephanie going through her metamorphosis, y'all, she put her own life on paper. And I love that. You know what I mean? There are some people, they have their degrees on the wall, and they are professional and we can trust them. But when you put your own life out there and we can see your transformation, she is modeling y'all freedom. She's modeling courage. And then she grabbed some other people and said, come on, y'all can do it too. That's what excites me about this, y'all. This is not a crab in a barrel. This is not all for the money kind of movement. This is a movement where she is modeling freedom. She's modeling even the transformation, and even that this work didn't start out where it is. That's a part of the journey, y'all. That's a part of going from A to B. But it's what you live and what you experience and what you learn while you're going from A to B. And guess what, y'all? Life doesn't always go from A to B. Sometimes it goes from A to G, F to Z. Unmet needs, unhealed hurts, unmet expectations pop up, and then you have to stop and process and deal with them. But a lot of us, y'all, do not. And so I have endeavored to bring on people, y'all, that are really going to help us, whether you choose the boo or bae again or not. You deserve to be free. Okay. I'm off the soapbox now. Y'all know I get passionate about this stuff, because there's no reason, y'all, that we have to go another day, a single day, without being free. So I applaud y'all again. You put your passion, your purpose on paper. You came to a cohort. So tell me a little bit about the cohort. Do y'all meet? Did you come together just for this writing process? Stephanie, tell us about it. Where there'll be more?
You know what? This I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I just didn't get the timing from God until now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so amazing that all of the skill level that I have, I was able to express it with this. So we had training. We had sales training, which I should have had George. I'm let's see if Georgia can teach it next time. We had
the skills to work.
You know what I mean? Because just writing a book, that's just the start of something else. And so we had lead generation training. We had different train. We had a photo shoot, which was a lot of fun. I wanted to do some more trainings, and I believe I will for the next one. But you know how it is when you do something the first time, it's just like, but it was exactly what when I initially talked to everybody, I said, writing this, being a part of this can be a catalyst for you writing a larger work. And that happened. Like Georgie already, her next book is at the editors.
Come on now,
So she has started writing a book. She has started writing a book.
Yes.
And she told me a while back, she had given me that book, but it just sat there in my inbox and hers. Okay. But the fact of her and us having a deadline, this was a very aggressive deadline that we had for this one. That's why Selena was like, what? Are we really going to do it? Because I was trying, at first I was like, are we really going to do this in August?
I love it.
And I was trying to tread water. Selena was like, nope. You said it was going to be this day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I getting myself into? But it has been the most exhilarating thing. Leslie Randolph Braggs, that's not on this. She is already getting ready to sign up for a Black authors group. She's also signed up for a speaking group. So this has been a catalyst for people who were they knew they were called to a greater purpose.
Yes.
Right? And this just ignited them and activated them to their next step. I mean, and even Selena, like, she turned in her first draft. I'm gonna let her tell the story.
No, tell a story.
No, you tell it, Selena.
Tell it right here, right now.
Well, one thing I could commend Stephanie for is I turned in my first draft, and I'm like, I got this, And
was the first person to turn hers in too.
And her and the editor came to me and was like, this not gonna work. Like, you gotta rewrite it. And I'm the type that, like, I do everything perfectly. I try to make sure everything's punctual, just on time and everything. And for them to come back and say, nope, you gotta redo it, and it's due by tomorrow. I'm like, what? But it put me up to the challenge and let me know, like, what you do is not always what you think is good. And for me to get that rejection, like, it was like a eye opener. Like, nope, put more passion into it. And I did that. And I was reserved at first a lot. Kind of talked about, like, successful things, but just not in the rut of what I went through. So with them, like, putting me back on front page, like, you need to redo this. Like, I mean, they was like, we ain't accepting this at all. Like, not keep this paragraph or keep that it was like, redo it. And I'm like, oh, good.
Love it.
But it made me say, you know what, I can do this. I can speak my truth, and I can open up some. So it was easy, actually, for me to go ahead and write it in that one day. But I got it done, and I opened up, and I was more passionate about helping other women. So I'm thankful for them to tell me, nope, this won't work.
I love it. Y'all, somebody come on and celebrate Miss Selena. Just give her a little snap clap for that. And I just heard so much in that. First of all, I'm going to wind it back just a little bit. Y'all, don't think a delayed dream is a denied dream. Stephanie started this work a long time ago. I met Stephanie a long time ago. I think the earliest I can remember back is 2014. And she was talking about it then. And I was like, girl, you gonna do it. This is just amazing. I was just so drawn to her then. And here we are, y'all, in 2022, this part of this dream coming to pass. I'm glad she didn't just chuck it and be like, oh, well, it took too long. It must not have been for me. I heard God wrong. All the things that, we tell ourselves, y'all, or other people, y'all. Remember, God told you the dream. God gave you the vision. God gave you the passion. So people won't always see it. They won't always understand it. You may even always have enough money to start with it when you get started on it. But keep it close to your heart. Ponder it in your heart. And if it just, if that thing just tugs at you and won't let it go, you don't let it go and you work toward it. So first of all, I just think that's so amazing that she kept it. And she, like I said, you brought it to pass. You did the steps that it took, to make it manifest. And then, like I said, you're bringing other people along on this journey. And that is just so amazing just to kind of watch people metamorphosize, right? Just start one way, end up at the finish line another way. And then I commend all of you because I've gone through the book writing process, and it takes a lot, because especially if you think you like a type A, all about me, I got this, I'm already a successful type of person, for people to tell you your stuff is trash. You know what I mean? And they weren't saying Selena's stuff is trash, y'all, but I'm just saying it takes a lot for you to go through a process, and people are like, nope, that is not your best. That's what I meant, y'all. This is not the best that we know you can do. We know that there is more in you. Go back to the drawing board. It takes a special person to be able to be open to that kind of feedback, and then perform, and then do it, and then produce, y'all. So that is great. So that's why I commend all of you in this process. And you see, y'all, how it really takes a village. She could have just been like, this is my draft. This is good. Y'all take it to print, okay? Because I got to go sell some house. No, she was open to the feedback, the coaching, the love. And then she pushed and produce something, y'all, that just, shone so much brighter, and it's going to help so many more people. So y'all, I get excited. By this kind of stuff, y'all, because this is how community works. This is why we are made for community, y'all. So when you're going through stuff, if you don't think you have the courage to love again, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give in. So as a matter of fact, allow somebody to launch you. Get with somebody who sees more in you than you do, and allow yourself to be launched, pushed, pressed, because that's when your best work is going to shine through. So tell us, Miss Stephanie, a little bit about what we can experience if you come on August 13th.
Oh my gosh. So
I'm excited.
It's going, you know what? I feel like it's gonna be a spiritual thing.
Okay.
Because this it has felt like a birthing process. And I want to thank Georgie. It's unfortunate that her throat is sore. Her throat may be sore because she calling me every morning, checking my temperature to make sure I'm good and that I'm moving forward. I mean, I just love you and appreciate you so much. And but after and you said press, because that's my word, press, person, because in order to live a lifestyle of freedom through forgiveness, you got to persevere, you got to be resilient, endure, submission, and supplication. You're gonna have to ask God, okay? Because some of these you're gonna have to just ask God. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
Right.
But as I press through, just this whole project, what I realize is that this thing is more than writing and publishing a book. It's more than that. It's about getting free to love. And I know that's my brand, but it's like, it's about healing so that you can realize your purpose. So what I realized is, like you said earlier, the writing. A lot of times we don't even know what's going on inside of our hearts until we write it down. I heard this pastor say one time that the mouth is the ventilation system of the heart. And so that's why I feel like the enemy wants to keep us silent, because if we're silent, that means it's all inside, right? And it's causing all kinds of things that we weren't built to keep, right? Because we were built to live in community. We were built to be in community. So so they can. I feel like it's just something special is going to happen. I don't know what. We're going to have entertainment. There's this young guy. He has this song, and he is actually, his name is Cozy. He made this song called New Level, and it's all about healing. So he's going to perform a song. Georgie is going to do a spoken word piece. Okay. And we're going to have a panel discussion, and we're going to have a Q&A from the audience. And so it's just going to be a really nice vibe, a nice time because, we can, I could just see all of us on the panel, ask, and we're going to ask them hard questions, right?
Yes.
We're nervous about that Q&A. I'm going to tell you that right now. I hope none of these efficient dating situations show up. So I don't know about this. That
I keep
Q&A.
asking for the
I need.
roster. I'm like,
Do I need to have you
this
check
thing. I need the
the guest
roster.
list?
Yeah. Well,
I need the guest list. Yep.
I love it. I love it. But you know what? This is a part of the process. You're gonna have your support there.
Right.
So it's going to be so
There will be men there, so nobody's
amazing.
getting out of line.
Good. This is
let
gonna
me
be
say I don't expect anybody to. Let me clear that up. I don't
never
expect
know
anybody
after
to get
this.
out of line.
You never no, that's
That's
right. This
funny.
is
Yeah,
all
let's
gonna be
clear
in
that
order.
up. I don't expect
Be
it,
in
but
order. I love it. It's gonna be in order. It's gonna be amazing.
right.
But it's gonna be real and raw, y'all. And it's time to stop running and sweeping stuff under the rug, y'all. These are platforms. These are safe platforms, but they're also going to be amazing, elegant, and entertaining platforms. So tell us where we're going to be, though, and how they can jump in. Is it too late to buy a ticket? Let them know.
It's
Stephanie,
not
come
too
on.
late to buy a ticket. We did open up some general admission tickets that you can access at no cost to you, but they can find well, it's going to be Saturday, August 13th at the Midtown Aloft Hotel, the Aloft in Midtown Hotel, and they can go to freedtolove.com/book launch. That's FREED, the number 2 love/book launch,
Okay.
and find all the information. I don't know. It might be too late to get the VIP tickets, but we got
You
some
see
nice
your little
swag.
good
We got
people.
some nice swag bags. A lot of the merchants from the because a lot of people haven't really visited that Midtown area. They got a lot of nice restaurants and
Nice.
spas and things like that. So we got a really nice swag bag that's going to be available for our VIP guests. But we got something for everybody, but for the VIP, we treating y'all a little extra special.
All right, y'all. So, but whatever. VIP, NOP. That means nope. That means y'all didn't get the VIP ticket. It's still gonna be nice, right, y'all? Because
Yes,
you've been
yes.
in Midtown. It's new. It's hot. It's it's funky fresh. And so, please come. Though, most importantly, though, y'all, this is going to be a time to celebrate the authors of the Journey to Love Again and Anthology of Resilience. It's a time to celebrate them. You're going to hear from them. But then also, y'all, I'm going to challenge you. Make your way there. General admission, stand around the room, y'all. This needs to be standing room only because this is your season to get the seeds you need for forgiveness, repentance, resilience, all of them things. Y'all know I like that literally. So anyway, you need to be there August 13th. Yes, it's worth the drive. Come from Clearwater, come from Sebring, come from Orlando, come from Virginia. This is important. How important to you is your freedom? I believe in this work just that much that it's worth getting on a plane for.
Yeah, we have some people coming from LA. I got some people
Yes.
coming from Dallas. I got some people coming from Jacksonville. So people are coming from all over. But one question can I ask that I would like to know from the authors, because I've been talking a lot. I would like to know from the authors present here, like what impact did from the beginning the to the end of it, what impact did it have on you, and like maybe what surprised you? I'm just curious about that.
Mm-hmm. She jumped on in there. I mean, yeah, that was
Let
going
me,
to be my next question.
we probably talked about this before. When I first was doing this, I was dealing with a situation, a relationship situation. And normally for me, I just journal about it, right? That's my way of I journal, take a step back. If it gets too overwhelming, journal again. But because we had a deadline, I couldn't take a step back from it. And I started out writing one way, and I thought I'm not gonna have enough words, and I'm dealing with. By the time I think I ended up, I just sat and just started writing and writing and writing, and it just kind of poured out. And I realized I got like 15,000 words. This isn't going to work. So I started cutting down words. But by the time the deadline was due, I just got to turn in something. And it was like 12,000 words or something crazy, which was not what we were supposed to do. So for me, it was cathartic because I was dealing with some foolishness at the time, and it was heavy. So the writing reflects that to a certain extent. It just kind of poured out, which had I not been dealing with those things, I don't know for real if I would have had enough words, quite honestly. I just probably would not have. So for me, it was very cathartic. I had to sit with some stuff about myself that I didn't intend on doing right then and there, but it was a deadline. So I had to just kind of sit with it. And I did make some decisions about dating, right? From that, just from writing alone, where for me, I'm going to take a break from dating. I'm going to take a step back. So we're not going to be doing any efficient dating for a while. I just, for me, decided, okay, let's take a step back and let me just date me. Okay, let me be in love with me. Let me see. I've been hitched to somebody for 21 years, and I've been in a relationship probably since I've been 15. There hasn't been more than a good 6 months that I haven't been in some sort of romantic relationship all of my life. And I said, you know what? Nope. I'm going to chill. I'm going to take some time for me. So that's what it did for me. So that's my little spiel on that.
Go next. And that was beautiful, Shania. Thank you for sharing about your situation. I gotta go back and look at our edits, girl. Read this chapter for you, girl. Because it makes sound like it's about to be so juicy. And
maybe we'll see.
Oh,
you got to read the book, right?
Listen, that's my whole point, right? And I have I think it's leaked into my inbox, so I might be able to read a little early. I might have some questions for you at the book launch. We'll see. What I like about this whole process is the professionalism. I love a classy experience, and I really feel as though not only was this a very classy experience, but it challenged me to really go deeper into myself. I prayed really hard before I wrote my chapter, and I was just like, Lord, give me what you want me to say. And I wrote my chapter in 2 hours, sitting there, and it just flowed. And it didn't get edited. We went through the editing process, and all of my thoughts got challenged in a way that I thought really brought more out of me. Made me elaborate in certain things. And Stephanie was great. The editor was great. And also the other people, Selena, Shania, Leslie, Pastor Stephen, Harry Brown, Stephanie. It was just a great experience all together. Beautiful, beautiful photo shoot, beautiful colors. And even our book covers. Oh my gosh, all of my friends and family have been in my inbox constantly, just so like, girl, you go, girl, you go, girl. And it did catapult me to finish my next book. And I've been writing that book for 9 years. You want to talk about a journey? Every chapter has been a period of the last 20 years of hurt. I have experience hurt, not depression, but sadness, from losing some of my relationships, and now being in a predicament where I'm free to love again. And God has opened up me the opportunity to be in a new relationship and to be experiencing joy in that way. So that's what I want other people to feel. And I want to be Freed from the Silence is my chapter that I talk a lot about. And I said, isn't that funny? Like, I was sitting here letting my voice heal, like, Lord, please let this ibuprofen kick in so I can say something. Because wouldn't it be funny that the devil will come from my voice when my chapter is called Free from the Silence?
Come on.
It's interesting.
And now it's back. Boom.
You not keep me quiet. It's just not going to happen tonight. But I just believe that me being free from the silence was a big part of this journey that I was on. And it was a great experience because it made me feel more powerful of my voice, my opinion, my likes and dislikes. And I say, when you become quiet, when you stop speaking up for your voice, that's the beginning of losing yourself. Mm-hmm. So I love this experience, and I would do it again because it's something about going through it with a group and then being able to believe in those people to launch this movement of loving again. It's just a beautiful thing. So I'm really glad I did it, and I'm glad I did it with this group.
Mm-hmm. One thing I could say real quick about my journey in it is I didn't know anyone, none of these ladies at all. So I felt honored to get to meet everybody, and even the men too, but just to meet everybody through this process. And like Georgie said, it was professional. I love having the deadlines, and just for me, not knowing anyone, it was like, I can't say, oh, you know me, you know some of my background. Like, no one knew me and I didn't know anyone. So it was great just learning and getting to know a different set of ladies that I just never met before. And I want to thank Stephanie for just bringing us all together. It's been a great experience for me. I've always said I wanted to write a book, and I was thinking 10 years from now. So for it to happen just now so quick, I'm just honored and appreciate being a part of this anthology.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. And thank you all again. If you are just tuning in, this is a Successful but Single podcast. We're doing our thing without a ring. I am interviewing, promoting, celebrating y'all, the co-authors of A Journey to Love Again, an anthology of resilience, y'all. The upcoming book launch will be this Saturday, August 13th, 2022, 3:00 at a loft downtown, the hotel downtown in Midtown. Tampa, I guess I should say. So y'all, again, so excited. And they were just sharing y'all what this process did for them to write it, get it published, and then co-author with this amazing, what I've been calling cohort, y'all. And again, I have to celebrate you all because when Stephanie did the call to action, she put it out, she DM'd a few people, she put it in the podcast group even, and I just sent it on to people. I sent it on to other people because I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not to a point where I'm ready to share this story and even let go some of the weights that keep you from being free. And I thank God that I do celebrate a certain level of freedom in my life. But when it comes to relationship, I was in this cycle that I feel that I just wasn't breaking, but I was not ready to let it go. So I told her not this time. So I'm really excited that you all did it. It has encouraged me though to keep pushing. Like I've been doing some of my own work. I've been going through some series where I've been dealing with forgiveness and forgiving people. And maybe next time, Stephanie, I'll be in the second cohort. So I'm excited, y'all. I am so excited because, not only am I challenging y'all to do the work, I'm challenging myself. This podcast makes me challenge myself to be the best me, and I'm grateful that I don't have to do it alone. So again, y'all, this is the Successful but Single podcast, but this is the Successful but Single community, y'all. So stay locked, stay tuned, but most importantly, make sure you're at this book launch. August 13th, y'all, 2022. You have heard from some of the authors. Here you will see these people and others at the book launch. So I want to say Georgie Franks, Miss Shania Jackson, Miss Selena Wiggins, Stephanie McNeal, the visionary for Free to Love. Thank you so much for coming on. Y'all at the event, though, however, you'll see the other authors, which is Pastor Stephen Hudson, Mr. Harry Brown, and then Miss Leslie R. Bragg. They will all be there. You'll get a chance to see them all. You can buy the book from whomever you want. And will this event be live streamed, Stephanie?
Yes, I do have a live streaming option. So yes, no excuses.
Come on, y'all. Something for everybody. Don't play with it. Like I said, you deserve to be free to love. Not just Boo or Bay, y'all, but for yourself. So if you have any comments, we'll be watching. We'll go back and definitely answer them. You'll see me promoting this event on my page and in the Successful But Single podcast group throughout the week, y'all, because we are gearing up to launch. Okay, y'all, are you ready to take this journey? If you have any remaining questions for the authors or for Miss McNeal, y'all, please, Miss McNeal, Stephanie McNeal, you put it in the chat and we'll make sure we get those questions to you. I want the last word to be yours, this Stephanie. How can you encourage the people before we
end? Oh, wow. Okay. I just want to encourage everybody to, a story is not a story until it's told. And what I believe is that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. And it's our secrets that keep us sick. However, when you share your story, you liberate yourself, but also, and this is, you're holding up somebody else. You're supposed to be helping somebody else. What if I stayed on the sidelines? I didn't realize Georgie had been writing her book for 9 years. What if I hadn't launched this project? You know, Shania said she was waiting. I mean, she was not planning on doing it right now. You know, Selena, she's blowing every area of her life out of the park. But why does she have this part as a 10-year journey? Because if you read her story, child, she wasn't in nothing long at all. Listen, I should have been talking to Selena if I wouldn't have stayed in my situation so long. You know, so and you told that story about Tyler Perry. Do y'all know the part of Tyler Perry's story is that his business of doing his theater and art, it did not blow up until he went back and forgave his father.
Come on.
He had been delivering those shows city after city with 20, 30 people for 7 years. And he was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And he went back and realized he had never forgave his father for his childhood abuse. So, I mean, it's your destiny is at stake.
Come on. See? That's why I needed the last word to be Miss Stephanie. Okay. Drop the mic. Your destiny is at stake. Will you step up to the plate? Will you take the challenge to be freed to love? Y'all, listen. We're going out with a bang. This has been amazing. Guests, you just stay put. We're going to end this show, y'all. Thank you again for watching. Guests, please share it to your page. People, if you're watching, share it to your page. Share this link. This is so important. Your destiny, your literal destiny depends on it. And I'm going to add something to that. And the people around you, destiny is dependent on yours as well, y'all. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a Successful But Single broadcast where we're doing our thing without a ring. I am your host, Natalie Freeman, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.